just realized my microphone wasn't pressed in all the way to the microphone, like the input. So I think that was why. I was just looking at videos and I'm like, this isn't quite good. There's some reason the audio isn't that good. And here I am talking all the audio is great. I don't know. I might edit it out. You might not hear it, but trust me, it was pretty shitty. Spending our last day here. Thank you so much, Mike and Megan, for hosting me in your driveway and giving me some cycling experiences. We just got back from the movies. We went out and saw Mickey 17. Some overacting involved, but it was interesting. This was a great start because it's funny because Mike was calling me about the bigger tour, and he's like, "Hey Matt, you know, when you're coming around, if you stop by Missouri, you should stop by and see me." And I like almost literally replied back, "I'm coming. I hope, you know, we can hang out, like, but I'm coming like now, you know." We accomplished some big goals here. We saw friends. We did some cycling, and we did Rose had some good time in the van. We spent the night in the van for a few days, and we did some driving. Now, tomorrow we'll do a little bit more driving, but we're gonna fill in that camping end of thing. We're gonna find a nice spot at Lake Ozark State Park, or I think it's Lake Ozark State Park. What do you think about that? You okay with that? Are you okay with that? It's like, you don't want to play? You want to play? Are we gonna play? When are we gonna play? I do feel a little bit bad, you know, that she's got to stay here in the van as long as she does, but she'll like camping. I think she'll really enjoy camping. Hey guys, how's it going? We are currently at the Lake of the Ozarks State Park, which is very sparse. I am the only one here. It's pretty much off season. All of the trees, you know, don't have their foliage yet, so I don't think people come here very much this time of year. There was a guy that was parked in a pickup truck over there overnight, and he ended up leaving early. He left early before the park representatives came through and said, "You got to pay." I think he paid. Here at the Lake of the Ozarks State Park, you don't have to pay a park fee, so there's no charge for you to come into the park, so it's free. You don't even need a park pass, which is kind of cool. On top of that, they're building a new section of the campsite. It's probably going to be really beautiful in a year, but right now it's a little noisy and dusty. But you don't have to pay a park fee, which is cool. They kind of have a trust method. They have a little post, and you got to put 25 bucks for the night into the post, and then you can pick whatever whatever space you want. I think that guy in the pickup truck left before he was told to pay. Maybe that was a strategy, I don't know. I don't even think I would have to pay. I mean, I don't think that they have cameras reading license plates and stuff, although he did drive by, but I don't know. I think it's a trust method. I'm gonna pay, you know, but it was kind of interesting. There's little to no reception here, and my Starlink stopped working. Spent the whole last night disassembling it, trying to put it together, rewiring it, unplugging it, recycling it. It just says disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, connecting. Never gets a chance to point to the satellites or anything. So last night I had this grand plan that I was gonna sit in my back of the van and edit and do all this computer stuff, and I just couldn't connect. And I spent the whole time ruminating and frustrated. But Rose had a good time. Did you have a good time, Rose? There's a couple of geese here. I say was because Rose always thinks that she can get them, but she can't fly, so the goose have an airfield advantage. It's nice to see her run after, but when those geese fly up, her programming gets rewired, and nothing can stop her until those geese take flight, and they're gone. Right now, the Lake of the Ozarks is more of a basin of the Ozarks because it's just dirt. But I looked at Google Maps, and this whole place, whenever those pictures were taken, were full of water. So I wonder if during the spring it fills up, or if it's an arid time, which is possible. It's just drought. They have a bunch of trails here. It was fun to test out the van for like true camping. I set the bed up, and you know, the climate's perfect for it. So we just sort of camped out here at the campsite. Walked around, did a couple of trails. There's a couple of trails here. I'll walk with Rose before we go. I'll pick one and then walk them. But they had 50 amp service and 30 amp service, so I was able to power the van without any worry. It got a little warm yesterday, so I turned on the air conditioning. So I flew the drone a bunch this morning. Geese and drones get Rose's hair all a fuss. Geese and drones. I had to stop on the side of the road because I think I saw an armadillo roadkill. Never really seen an armadillo in nature, and I guess it's dead, so it doesn't count, but oh yeah, that one's been dead for a while. Wow, that is very hard. Kind of cute though. If it was alive, it'd be kind of cute. Now it'd be like the perfect chew toy for Rose. What are you doing? Get back down there. Okay, we're at the trailhead. So we're gonna take Rose here for a little walk. Is that good? You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a little walk? So I have been trying out this Osmo Action 5. That driving footage on the way to the trail was pretty cool, right? But I have my microphone on, so it should be really nice, clean audio just from me. If I'm just walking by myself, it's actually quite nice. But if I have another person with me, then I gotta put the other type of microphone up. It's really nice when I can take Rose on a trail with nobody on it. Then I can kind of like let her be a little bit freer. She loves to run around, smell things and pee on things, but she does it so many times that there's like literally no pee left in her body, and she'll just a puff of air come out. Eva was calling me from China. It's so weird walking on a trail in Missouri, talking to my daughter in China. She's like, flip over a rock, see if there's a snake. The trails here are all marked with color, and you can't get lost. I mean, there's a marker on every 3 or 4 trees. Easy hike. You're not gonna lose your way on here, although right now no trees have any foliage, so there's no like thickness to it. It's just very thin, so I mean I can see all the way deep into the forest. Kind of like cheating, right? Come on, Rose. She's afraid of the tree stump. Come on, come, Rose. Rose, come on, Rose, come, quick, come on, bye-bye. Come on, you're gonna have to do it. Get over your fear. It's just a stump, Rose. Hey, what is it? Come here. Rose, you want me to stand in front of the stump? Here, come here. Come on, come on, it's okay. See this? I'm standing in front of it. Come on, let's go. Go. Rose. She is afraid of the funniest things. That big stump scared the shit out of her. Another thing that scares Rose, black stairs. We realized this when we went to Chicago. There was a restaurant next to the hotel we were staying at that had a separate entrance to the hotel. And so we were walking in that entrance, but the steps were like black marble. She looked at those steps. She's like, there ain't no way in hell that I am climbing those stairs. I had to pick her up and carry her over the stairs. And even then she was like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You're gonna have to get over some of those fears, kiddo. There's another stump. She's afraid of it. Come on. So funny. We're supposed to get tornadoes this evening, getting a bunch of alarms for that coming. So we've been able to do some camping. We've been able to do some cycling. We met some friends, went out to dinner, and now we're taking Rose on a little walk. I've sort of checked the boxes for van life with the dog, and I'll tell you the truth, I'm not totally sold on it. Having Rose along with me is great for companionship, but she makes me so nervous. I'm worried about, you know, where she is, if she's happy, if she's overheating, if she's comfortable, if she's lonely, sort of cooped up in the van. If I was to try to do like a 4-month journey and do it with Rose, I don't think I could do it, especially if I wanted to go on a longer ride. Like the longest ride I went on was a few hours, like 2-3 hours. But if I wanted to go for an 8-hour ride and leave her in the van, you know, I don't know, just don't think it's fair to her. She really enjoys this part of it. Like, should do more of these sorts of little walks with her. Carrying her in that van while I'm doing a cycling tour, I don't think so. Short path, I think we've hit the halfway point, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I think that's the halfway point. The wind's blowing through the leafless trees, giving a nice, soft, like sort of murmur. Would that be a murmur? It wouldn't be a hum. Could it be a hum? Sounds like if you went into a big building with a air conditioning system and you stood outside, you could hear the fans blowing the air through the grates. Big fans. It's kind of interesting to come to the park in the off season. It's got its positives and its negatives for sure. Positive would be that you pretty much have the whole place to yourself. I certainly wouldn't keep Rose off leash if I knew that there was more people on this trail, which is why I was a bit bummed there was no places I could do this in Michigan, because the trails up there are super popular, at least the trails around me, and Rose really enjoys the freedom. But if I knew that there was other people around here, I certainly wouldn't do it. So that's one. Two, it has a different vibe. I mean, all the trees are lacking clothes, so you kind of get more of the wind noise, you know, wind blowing through the trees, less shade. So if it's moderate like this, it's actually quite nice. If it was really sunny, there'd be less places to hide from it. There are a few negatives, you know, being that the infrastructure is shut down. So the campsite's open, but the showers are shut down, the toilets are shut down, except for the hole in the ground toilets. That being said, there's also less people roaming around worrying about you, which is cool. The campsites aren't full, so no like camp buddies to hang out with. That could be a positive or a negative, depending on what type of introvert you are. It was nice to get here and give Rose a chance to get in touch with her inner wolf. Are you in touch with your inner wolf, Rose? She's a little tired. We need to get back to the van and let her drink some water. I think Rose is tired. She won't even turn her head around when I speak to her. She's like, is this gonna end? Yeah, it's gonna end. We're good. Look, it's finished. Happy? Ooh. I gotta brush you for ticks, Rose. All right, so that was like sort of the final check box on the trip. I wanted to take a nice long trail ride with Rose. We're gonna get in the van. I'm gonna have some breakfast. I'm gonna sort of try and figure out the next step. There's a big storm coming this evening. It might be nice to get out of here. Rose, come here. So I'm sitting just outside the park. At the trailhead of the park, there was a sign that said, check for ticks, just watch for ticks. So I looked at Rose and I was like, why not? So I just laid her down on her back and I just started petting her. Immediately I saw 2 or 3 and, you know, I pulled them out and then I found 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She was covered in ticks all over. She even had one in her eye. Oh, poor thing. She's really easy to see the ticks on her belly because it's like white hair and she's lost her undercoat, thank God. But her black and gray hair, I was nervous that there was still ticks there. So I went to Petco. There's a Petco right here. She's in the groomers right now. She's getting a full flea and tick bath right now. So I just looked for ticks now, but I don't know if maybe she would have had them in the last couple of days. We did go for a little walk with the dog. There was a restaurant that we went to. She was playing in the leaves. I sprayed the whole van. I'm gonna do another vacuum with it in hopes that there's not one of those little bastards sitting back there. I took my shirt off. I found one right here, digging its head. He was all deep, and I slowly was able to tear him out. My neighbor, when I grew up, my neighbor across the street at the house with my parents, he had a miserable, like, it felt like 20 years of his life. And he was lethargic, he was tired, he was grumpy, and, you know, these are his words, not mine. Eventually, he found out that he had Lyme disease, which is the disease you get from certain ticks, you know. I always remember him when I think of ticks, and they always freak me out, but hopefully we got them all. And like I said, I sprayed back there and then I vacuumed, but I'm waiting for Rose to finish her bath. About, should be another hour. Ticks. Yuck. All right, so we got Rose washed up. She looks very nice and puffy and clean. The moment that I got her back in the van, I started. The lady went down the exit. Went in the exit, very obviously. Anyways, yeah, so I brought Rose into the van, immediately saw 2 more ticks. One of them was a big one. I threw him out and killed him, but I'm nervous. I hope we get all of them. It drives me crazy, ticks. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Anyways, we're on our way. It's late, it's 3:19, but I reserved a campsite in a city called Herman. I'm sort of nervous now to let her run around because I don't want to have her get more ticks. She does take medicine for the ticks, so she has been taking that, whatever the edible pills for those ticks, but I don't like the idea of ticks for me either. I don't like ticks. I took all the floor coverings in the van and I put them in plastic bags and I have them stored in the back. And I sprayed them. I can't do much about the actual cushions that we slept on yesterday. I sprayed the cushions as good as I could and I vacuumed them. I actually brought my Dyson vacuum cleaner, which I'm pretty happy about. And it's got a pretty good brush on it. So hopefully if there's any ticks that were on the cushions, I couldn't see them. I visually looked at them under the sun and I couldn't see any. But when I get back home, I'm gonna have to really go through everything very thoroughly. These wires are flailing. Some of them were like really rocking and rolling because of the winds blowing across this field. I don't know if we're gonna get any rain, but the wind of the tornado warning will blow through, or is blowing through right now. All right, that's 4. Okay, we must be on the other side there. Whatever. Not the best spot, but it'll do. Okay, here we are. Herman. I'm gonna get hooked up and relaxed. So I'm sitting back here and I'm petting Rose and I'm scouring her body for more ticks. I found, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a couple of tiny candidates. Rose has never gotten more attention in her entire life, so she's loving it. But for me, I'm hating it. I'm afraid that if she has any of them on her, they're just gonna reinfest everything. Very frustrating. The police came by and talked to every RV here and said, if it gets too bad, go take shelter in the bathroom or go to the fire station across the street. And he went to every single RV and van. He's like, be careful. And then I did something stupid. I opened the back doors to like get the electronics hook up and let the van kind of air circulate. And the darn door caught and then flew all the way open. Those doors are designed to fly all the way open, like against the van on the other side. But they can't do that because the trike's on there. So what happened was the door opened on this side, swung the trike around and hit the van. And on this side, swung the spare tire around and hit the van and made a few dings in the side of the van, which I'm not very happy about. But you're pretty happy, right? You're like, Dad's paying so much attention to me. I just don't want you to have any ticks here, kiddo. She's probably thinking, if I have ticks, then Dad will just nonstop pet me. It's not a bad deal for her. Very frustrating for me, because you got to sleep in bed with me tonight. You okay with that? All right, so I don't know if we're going to do too much more, but we're going to bunk down here for the night. It was kind of nice. We came all the way out here, and then so we're slowly like making our way back to Michigan. I can see any tick in this white is very, very easy, but I'm nervous about this black area. I thought that because I had her go to Petco and get a full-on wash with flea and tick, but it seems like just can't get them all, because I was seeing them. Maybe the medication in the shampoo was like pulling them out. Maybe, I don't know. But they are like creepy little monsters, like little crabs. Let me see there, kiddo. I think they're on the run. I just got to catch them when they're running away. Just hope they don't run to my underwear. Can't believe she got so many on her. I think we're up to like 20, which is insane. She just had a bath, so ideally she's like in the best case for me to have her sleep on the bed, you know? But, oh, here's one. Here's a little bastard. Check this out. Shit. How was there more? Damn. See it? I honestly didn't intend, I didn't like find one and then turn on the camera. I was thinking that thinking that we were finished here. But nope. We're not. How many more are on you, you little girl? What is going on? I thought it was a freckle. And that was in the white area. How many more are hidden in darker patches of skin? Are you doing this, Rose? Are you deliberately putting ticks on your body because you know that Daddy will scratch you and itch you really nicely and then like prune you? I mean, she is in heaven, I think, to be honest. Other than the fact that there's little crab-like critters that are clinging to her. How you like these windows? I don't know how the color is going to come out here, but these windows are tinted really, really dark. And as long as there's a lot of ambient light in here, you should be able to see the outside and me at the same time, because those are like ceramic coated window coverings. The van's shaking.